Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a solo Grandmaster run with Warlock. For my subclass, I'll be using the Prismatic Warlock. Here are the mods and fragments I'll be using in this video. For my kinetic, I'll be using the Battle Scar. Next, I'll be using the MONARQUE. For my heavy, not required, I'm using the Crowning Strand Rocket with chain reaction. For the exotic for the Warlock, I'm using the Getaway artist. Gotta get away from the S.A.B.E.R solo, but forced to do it for you guys. I decided to try out the new strand rocket with chain reaction. If you do enhance it, it doesn't really make the chain reaction bigger. From what I'm seeing, it just gives you more ammo reserves and then an extra perk for the sword. That's about it. So we're gonna do the mini cheese with the Warsat. We're gonna hide behind the itty bitty wall. Right here. First, I'm gonna scan. I'm gonna look at this little tower, and then use my emote, and then just wait impatiently, because why not just do this mini cheese and skip all the ads and focus on the two champions with the Overload champion and the servitor, the baby itty bitty adorable lovable servitor that loves to immune the Overload champions consistently. So I will do a mini time skip here. How's everyone doing? So I'll be super honest. I really didn't want to do a solo GM this week. They changed it, thanks to Mark. One of you Guardians commented my videos and said they changed it while I was at work. And I was like, oh my goodness. Well, what a bummer, because I was having my build for the Hunter ready and set to try out the new GM. And then I changed it. So anyway, I didn't want to do this solo, but might as well. I'll be really honest with you. I don't really think my GM solos are anything special. Blitz, your solo GMs are not special. It's on console. See, even the Guardian Troll agrees with me. Because mainly the meta for this season is spamming abilities, transcendence back and forth, instead of really using weapons a lot. If you don't believe me, just keep watching this video and you'll see what I mean, what I'm talking about. The only reason why I'm making videos is because I don't want the solo console players to die off, because most of the players I know and talk to, they're taking a break. Some of them move to PC and some of them quit, and some of them are just taking a break because, let's be honest, we're all fed up of what's going on with Destiny. So that's why I'm making videos. I'm just trying my best to be positive as possible. Even though I shouldn't be positive, I should be very angry and keep ranting and swearing, even though I try my best not to swear. But if I do swear I replace it with Bungie. So what the Bungie is going on? We got this Bungie barrier, right? We're going to use the pulse rifle and the arc soul, our mini itty bitty little bodyguard that is going to shoot arc. And we're going to spam the pulse rifle. And if you have a better pulse rifle, you know what? Let's trade. How about we trade pulse rifles for the Battler pulse rifle? Because I don't really have that god, unfortunately. But if you do have, let's trade. I wish there was a trade, because honestly, I would give 20 Ascendant shards for that pulse rifle or any god roll weapons if it did happen in this game for trading. But anyway, we're going to be taking down the barrier champion, and now we're going to be harassed by these two Overload champions. Look at them, they're just shooting solar. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. Because of the Prismatic and Transcendence for this season, I'm going to be spamming the stasis turrets and pretty much all my abilities, because this is looter ability, not looter shooter anymore for this season at all. But yes, I am using La Monarque. I know people hate when I use it, but it's alright. No need to worry. If you want to use the Outbreak Pulse Rifle, by all means use it. You don't even have to use the Strand Rocket. The reason why I'm using it is just to try it out, try to see if the chain reaction rocket is good. They also have the reconstruction with bait and switch. There is a lot of interesting roles the rocket has, and I do want to get probably three rockets or 2 rockets, one for DPS, one for ad clear. And the reason why I'm focusing on trying to get a rocket with chain reaction on most of the elements is because the new Nightfalls and the rework is a lot of ads. So now we're going to go to this itty bitty room and we're going to use our super. So when we use our super, we have our heavy turn into barrier. Now I could use a barrier rocket, right? But no, we're going to use a pulse rifle. We're going to be going for Fullmetal Alchemist reference, Flame Alchemist snap fingers, and we're going to use our finisher and get the hell out of there. I just bunny hop my life-ish. And then now I'm going to use Transcendence, just throw a couple of grenades, just clear down a bunch of ads, pop the Healing Thrift. And then now we're safe. We do have some snipers, but no need. I mean, look how much damage they were doing to my Warlock. The only reason why is because I'm on my Healing Thrift and I'm spamming abilities. Isn't it fun? Just spamming abilities. Like, who needs looter shooters when you got looter ability for this season? Now I'm going to be using chain reaction with the Strand rocket. And look how much I did. My rocket over Bungied the fallen ads. I mean, look at that. I mean, I wish I had a Void rocket so I can do the same thing for the Luminality Nightfall. Oh, well, too bad I was at power level 2010 that time. But anyway, we're going to keep doing DPS over and over at the Overload Champions. And we're going to have our little buddy, the Stasis Turret, and our other little buddy, called the Arc Soul. You can also use the rocket combo with the pulse rifle and La Monarque, but I'm not going to do that so much. I'm just going to focus on the Stasis Turret doing all the dirty work and then just make my way to the next area. So they are going to be nerfing the Warlock. I think they did this week, but I don't feel like they nerfed it at all. Maybe it's just me, but I don't see any difference at all. So now we're going to go for the next phase. We're going to have Overload Champions and a bunch of explosive shanks. So now we're going to break these arc charge and we're going to use a rocket. And then you can use your pulse rifle, you can use Transcendence, anything you want. I'm just going to take down these exploding shanks. You know, good thing they're not stasis shanks because just like the Exodus crash, you know, they almost bungeed me. So now I'm going to use the emote so I can see what the bungee is going on. Looks like there's a lot of ads. I was trying to use the chain reaction, but for some reason it wasn't working. I mean, I keep missing my shots. Okay. Attempt 3. Almost got hurt by the rocket, so my bad for that. Attempt 4. Not bad, but a little disappointing. But you know what? Because weapons are not just working out too great, why not just use Transcendence and then just spam abilities? So I'm going to try my best to use as much rockets as I can, because I was having way too many rockets because of the enhanced chain reaction. So when you get the enhanced, you get more reserves for your rocket. But then again, the air trigger gives you more reserves for the rocket. But then it lowers down the aim for the rocket. So I'm not sure if air trigger is even good with a combo of chain reaction. If I had to be super honest, I think reconstruction will be better for the chain reaction or the hatching, which I've been trying to get for 5 hours and I'm not getting the weapon that I want in this game because of RNG. So now we're gonna deal with the Overlord Champion. I mean, look at this guy. He's hopeless because of the Stasis Turret and the Arc Soul. I mean, why not just spam abilities? Alright, we're gonna take it down. We're gonna go grab the Heavy Orb. Let me just see if there's any Heavy. Heavy over here. And now I am Bungie out of here. The Bungie over here to the Bungie different room, and we're gonna go to the Bungie Heavy Orb, where we're gonna deal with Bungie Electric Lights and Bungie Sniper Shanks. Just let me use the Bungie Strand rocket so I can shoot both of them. I missed, so my bad for that. Let's try again for attempt 2. We took down the electric, well, Sniper Shanks. We're gonna be dodging the lightning. They do one-shot you, so be very careful with them. So when you use your Arc Soul, you get Amplify. So I wasn't really paying attention of getting Amplify. I was trying to do the bunny hop method, but because of this build, it wouldn't even let me do the bunny hop method. It says, Blitz, you gotta use Amplify. I didn't want to use it, I swear to the Bungie. I did not mean to use it. I just wanted Arc Soul so I could take down the explosive shanks. That's about it. But I have Amplify. I didn't mean to have it, but hey, I guess it's required for this build. So use Amplify, back away a little bit, and then run before the electric gets you. And then you just dunk the Arc Orb, and then just wait patiently for them to disappear. Because of the power of the Transcendence, well, basically the Amplified, and we're Arc Soul, now we can make our way to the next area. I got stuck there, so my bad for that. This is the area where there's going to be a bigger champion and Overlord champions, but I want to use the chain reaction just to clear down a bunch of the fallen ads and the snipers. So once I do make it in this area, I wanted to wait for the bigger champion to spawn in so I can use my super, take him down quickly, and then just deal with the 3 Overlord champions. Now, if I wanted to, I could take down Overlord champion really fast, but hey, I'm not a speedrunner, so I'm not gonna do that method. And I don't want to stress myself out too much to deal with this mini area. So once you clear major amount of ads, then the not the baby servitor, but the servitor champion will appear, and you can use your super to do DPS on a champion. If you're using a machine gun, you might as well just use a machine gun with a combo pulse rifle, because when you use your super, your heavy or any weapons that doesn't have any mods for the champions will turn into a barrier. So now I can use my pulse rifle, or if I wanted to, I could use my rocket. So just keep spamming the alchemist, flame alchemist combo, and then just run the Bungie of your life. Run, bunny hop away. Bunny hop away so you can use your Helium Drift and then take down the 3 Overlord champions. Now there will be 1 Overlord champion from the left side that will push, or the middle side, depending of their mood, depending how they feel. Depending the Bungie, if they want to go to the left or the middle. Now I wanted to wait until this Overlord champion will calm the Bungie down, alright? Because now I see this Overlord champion is pushing, trying to harass my poor guardian, but not today, with the power of Transcendence and the power of the Prismatic. There's no way this Overlord champion can overpower me. Especially for the Liminality Nightfall when I was in a Prismatic subclass. It did overpower me because I was just 2010 power level. Very low, by the way. So now we're going to deal with 2 Overlord champions. So you can use La Monarque, or you can use any weapon that you desire. A hand cannon, or maybe a heavy Thunderlord machine gun if you don't want to use a strand rocket or a fixed odd machine gun, or if you don't want to use a arc machine gun. It's depending of your playstyle and depending what you prefer most comfortable. Make sure you do DPS at the Overlord champion with any weapon that you think that you're most comfortable with and can do DPS. So this week it is Void Surge and Arc Surge, so you'll get the 25% extra damage And if I'm wrong, I'm assuming 20%, but I think it's 25. Now we're gonna go to the mini area. I'm just gonna bungee hop my way. So I'm gonna use the rocket to see how much ads I can take down. But sadly, I don't think I did too well over here because the servitor immune a couple of them. So my bad for that. I was trying again. Let's go for attempt 2. Okay, not looking good. And when things are not looking good with weapons, as in looter shooter, you might as well just go for the prismatic subclass. Use your super and then just demolish and bungee the champion with your super. I mean, why not use that? I mean, why wait for extra 5 minutes of your life when you can just use your super to take down a champion? And then I just pulled back because there were a couple snipers from the left side. So now we're going to deal with 3 overload champions, but it doesn't really matter too much. I can use my transcendence, I can use my stasis turret to just throw grenades and then just take down a champion. Now I could have used my rocket here, so next time I should have used my rocket and then used my MONARQUE to clear more of the snipers. So yes, there are snipers that I must take down. So I wasn't really paying attention too much of dealing with the snipers. So make sure you take down the snipers and then deal with the overload champions. So yeah, I did use my transcendence and now we're just dealing with 2 overload champions. So you could just MONARQUE your way. Finally, we're using some weapons, you know, looter shooter at the moment for just probably 1 minute, and then we're going to go back to looter ability mode. So just be mindful that MONARQUE can stun the overload champions and poison them. So right now MONARQUE's doing, you know, decent amount of damage, not bad. It could be more if I was a little bit more higher power level, you know. 2015 power level, if only I was a little bit more higher for more DPS and a little bit more tanky. But sadly the XP for the system for this game is completely rubbish, or completely bungeed. So now we're going to be doing more DPS dealing with the overload champion, but you can just rush through and just spam your rockets or just use any weapons that can do high DPS. So now I'm going to be going my way to the boss room. And we're going to deal with a itty bitty, adorable, lovable servitor, not a champion. You know, I'm happy they didn't add more champions, to be honest. And we're going to be throwing a stasis turret and then just bungee this servitor and then bungee this shank. So make sure you take down these shanks, and then there'll be another one from behind you, or you can do DPS with MONARQUE and then just take your time. And then we're gonna go for the boss fight. So for some reason there are bugs with this boss fight, a tiny bug, which finally I know because the last time I did this solo, you know, it's making me look bad. But now I'm gonna look like a bad Bungie, alright? I'm gonna look really cool because now I'm gonna use my super when the servitor, well, not the servitor, when the boss spawns in. So I'm gonna wait patiently until he spawns and remembers that he's supposed to be in this boss room. So I'm gonna be using my super. I could use my transcendence, but I'm gonna save it. So just keep using my super over and over. The flame alchemist mode, and then back away. Wait for the bosses to go in his cocoon mode or in his sleeping mode, and we're going to clear down a bunch of ads. You can also use your rocket since it has chain reaction, or if you don't want to use a rocket, you could just use a machine gun to clear the ads. It'll be more faster. So now we're going to deal with this bigger champion. So I'm going to be farming my super so I can use my super again to do DPS at the boss. So I'm going to do an itty bitty time skip right now, so I'm just gonna farm my super and then take down the bigger champion. After spending 3 minutes of my life, we got our super. I farmed it. Didn't want to waste your time, by the way. Gotta time skip it so it won't be very bothering, right? So we're gonna pop a healing thread, the stasis turret, the arc soul, my best friend, and we're gonna bungee this boss. We're just gonna spam our looter ability spam. Then the boss is gonna go back to his cocoon mode or his sleeping mode. We're gonna clear the snipers, so be aware of the snipers, especially at this mini phase. Make sure you take down the snipers before the servitor immunes them, and make sure you take down the explosive shanks. So I'm just looking left and right. I know the snipers are flying, so my stasis turret throws them. The tracer shanks, those are the snipers that you have to be really aware. But other than that, now all I can do is just take down these 2 shanks and then farm my super again. We're just gonna take down the bigger champion. Now if I wanted to, I could farm my super and then just quickly try to take down the boss, but I'm not gonna do that method. We're just gonna go for taking down the bigger champion. Alright, so once I take down the adorable, lovable servitor champion, we're gonna go back here and we're gonna do DPS at the boss. And we're gonna take down the explosive shanks. Now this will be the time, if you have your super, you can use your transcendence. With your super, you know, make sure the boss is a little bit itty bitty low health. I would say a little bit more, half-ish health. And you can just take down the boss quickly. Now for me, I'm just gonna go for this method. I'm just going to take the exploding shanks first and then do DPS at the boss. So you can actually do DPS at the boss while taking down the shanks. Now these shanks are limited, so it will take around probably 2 minutes to take down all these shanks. They just spawn in over and over and then they'll stop eventually. Around 2 minutes or 1 minute and 48 seconds. So make sure you take them down, and I'm going to do a mini time skip for this. After we took down all the exploding shanks, we could just take our time doing DPS at the boss. So I'm going to use MONARQUE to do DPS at the boss until he goes the psychopathic arc stormcaller warlock mode. But we're going to spam our transcendence and ability with our power. So now it's going to go psychopathic mode. I'm going to use my transcendence. I'm going to use my supers. I can get more DPS. This is what you get for trading off of my hunter solo run, you boss. And you know what? I'm going to overkill this boss that I'm going to emoji it. So I can look cool. I'm the queen of the GMs. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.